Am I glad? I think he made the correct decision for, him and his family and, what he wanted to do. If he'd have came to the NBA, it'd have been great. You know, I think he'd have been successful, but he chose to stay in college and, that's what he did.
You said, I guess, early on in the playoffs, you told AOL that you would expected to opt out.
No, that ain't what I said.
Okay.
That ain't what I said. I had a meeting with Coach after that I guess interview. But that's not what I said. I told him that still had games to play. I was gonna focus on that. After I got done. However the championship or whatever you want to call it, how it played out, and now we at that point, and now I'm still thinking about it. It's one of those situations where I got a family, I got a life, and I got it's a lot of people that that depend on me, and but basketball is my life, and I'm appreciative and thankful for everything it's helped me with.
You mentioned your family. What other variables are you weighing as?
Just that my family, my longevity in the league. I definitely want those years. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. I just want to be somewhat, I guess, secure, in some sense, I guess, but never lacking the confidence in myself or my abilities.
Is your first option coming back now?
It's my first option coming back here. I would love to stay in LA and play for the Lakers. That's no question. Like I said the other day, I don't know why, anyone will break up a championship team. And that's what we are 2 times in a row.
You came to this team in February, and did it seem right away to have that championship sort of medal?
Yeah, it did. It definitely did, and I was glad I wasn't able to jinx that, but help it and do it back to back, and these guys have definitely helped me out a lot in my game, and I hope I've helped them out in their games, and we're champions, and it's you build friendships and families, man, and it's hard to pick up and just go because of whatever reason, but these guys are great and I love them.
You saw your minutes go from like 8 for the right of the regular season last year, and then to about 13 in the playoffs and 20 in the regular season this year. How did you feel like you progressed in terms of just taking everything?
I mean, I made progress. My first I guess 2.5, 3 years, I really didn't. I ain't played that much. This year I played all 82 games and played a lot of minutes. According to my standard or whatever, however you want to put it. In the playoffs, and I'm steady making progress. As long as you get the time on the floor, it's gonna work out for the best. Basketball, like I said, is my life. I love it. I think about it all the time. Sometimes to a fault, but. I couldn't be happier with being a champion for the second time in a row.
In thinking about your situation in terms of opting out or whatever, are you looking at the idea of either security or playing time, just environment?
All of that plays a factor. You don't want to go nowhere and just sit on the bench. LA is great. But everything plays a factor. Like we talking basketball. I don't understand why you break up a championship team. We did have some ups and some downs in the season, and people didn't think we was gonna be able to do it again. But we proved everybody wrong. Once again, and I would definitely love to come back here. Definitely.
When you say you love basketball, sometimes to a fault.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
It's my life. It's what I do. It's what I think about all the time. It definitely it gets me through. Got started when I was young, when I ain't had nothing to do or I wanted to get away, from something that was, going on. I'd go to the gym, and play basketball and get it all out. And I think a lot of people suffer from that, coming from me, people that I, feel that I need to, sometimes I guess be there for or whatever, however you want to say it, but it's what I do.
Shannon, what did it mean that Maywood in the finals you had you, Michael Finley, and Doc Rivers kind of a?
It meant a
all
lot.
the same high
It
school?
meant a lot. You know, it's a lot of articles and things out there like that. But you know, a stat that I'm proud of that you know I was talking to a reporter from the Tribune the other day. They say it hadn't been a killing there in like a year, and that's great. You know, because when you know. I done lost a couple people, you know, around that area, and it's no fun, you know. So you know, for them to, you know, not to be able to experience that is amazing, you know. And that means my town is making progress. You know, I got camp coming up, you know, July 12th through the 16th, and you know, give the kids something you know to look forward to, have fun.
Shannon, I know, like, there are a lot of things that, you know, we see the defense and the athleticism and things like that on sort of a technical level. How comfortable are you now compared to when you got here with initiating the offense and making the right, doing those?
You know, I think it's gonna come. You know, it's steady gonna come with time. It's gonna progress with you know being able to you know run the offense or you know being in a triangle. You know, a lot. I think you know nobody's just gonna be able to come in and you know pick it up like that. You know, it's a lot of pieces out there that you gotta you know move and play with. And but I think I'm definitely, like I said, I'm making progress. You know, and you know can't question you know my work ethic and you know all that. I'm definitely gonna work to get better at it. And it's just you know it's gonna take time sometimes.
You still feel yourself having to think your way through some things on the floor?
I mean, I think I get caught up in that, you know, that 2 guard and 1 guard role. You know, I can, you know, I can score the ball. That's what, you know, that's what I've been doing, you know, all my life. But now it's, you know, everybody can score the ball. Or everybody, you know, everybody has to play a role in what they do. And you know, I'm just going out there and I'm, you know, trying to help my team win.
You've been Derek's understudy for much of your time since coming here. How helpful has he been to you, and how imperative is having him come
He's
back?
been real helpful, man. You know, I go to Fish and talk to him about anything. On and off the court. You know, on the court, he has 5 NBA championships. You know, so I look at him and you know I see the things he do out there, and you know, is hopefully that starting role one day. You know, I want to be a starter. You know what I mean? And you know, Fish helps me out a lot. You know, if I have questions, even if I don't, you know, he sees something that I'm not doing, he come, you know, talk to me or whatever, and you know, can't really say too much about what he's done for me. Like, he just, you know, he helps me out a whole bunch tremendously.
As far as your exit interview, is there any particular points of emphasis?
Just to get better. Just to get better, that's all. You know, they feel I've made progress, you know, in the things that I've done, and it's just all about getting better, you know. Like I say, my first 3 years, 2.5, whatever, I didn't play that many, you know. I didn't play that many minutes, you know. I was basically watching, you know. I was helping, but I was watching, you know. And like I say, this year I played all 82 games, and it's just, you know, it's gonna get better with time, you know. And I just, you know, I can't wait for the future.
How was the experience this year in terms of the playoffs and winning the championship and all that different than last year?
How was it different?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time is always neat because it's the first time.
Yeah, I mean, this time, you know, it was the first time I guess I went into training camp and really knew what was going on, I guess, about, you know, my role a little bit. And, you know, last year I came in and, you know, I wasn't with the team the whole time. You know, this year I was with the team the whole time with the same result. You know, it's great. You know, it's great, man. It's like I say, you build friendships, you build families, you build bonds, you know, with people, and it's an amazing feeling.
You talked before about not wanting to be seen as just a dunker, you know, just a highlight reel guy, like a full player. Can you talk just a little bit about that desire, really?
I mean, that's what you play for. You play to be the best. And dunking is just, you know, one aspect of the game, I guess. And I guess, you know, it catches people's eye because they, you know, not too many people can do it, you know. But, you know, I don't in the summertime or when I'm in the gym, you know, guys rarely see me working on dunks. Like, if ever, see me working on dunks. You know, I don't do it to be flashy. I don't do it to be known for it, but I'm glad that I'm known for something, you know, like that positive that, you know, helps contribute to the game, you know, and helping my team win. But, you know, I work on every aspect of my game, you know, and that's what, you know, I'm going to continue to do until, you know, I hang them up. But I don't plan on hanging them up for a long time, which means I'm going to be working for a long time, and I'm going to continue to get better at my craft. And, you know, this is my craft. So, you know, ball handling, decision making, you know, learning the game, you know, taking my talent, you know, that I have physically and mixing it with, you know, the mixture of learning and watching and, you know, really figuring out, you know, how the basketball, you know, really goes. And, man, I'm getting better every day.
Shannon, you got through this playoffs with a thumb injury. You took off the tape. What's your plan going forward? Is it to have surgery? Is it
Nah, I'm gonna let it heal up, you know, naturally. I'm gonna let it heal up that way. I don't think it's gonna require surgery. It's still, you know, and catching the ball and all that. It still was problems, but it's nothing that's gonna, you know, hinder anything in the future.
not having surgery, is that process going to be longer for it to heal up?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, next time, you know, I get in the gym and you know, play basketball, and then I'm gonna be able to measure it out. But I think it definitely got better, you know, as the season went on, the playoffs and everything.
So Shannon, do you think you're going to be back? I mean, all things considered.
I hope so. I mean, I don't want to go nowhere, you know. I don't want to go nowhere, you know, and saying that, you know, like I said, you know, it's business that has to be talked about. And I think everybody knows how I feel, and it's real genuine feelings, you know. But at the same time, I understand that it's a business. I've been with 4 teams in 4 years.
Yeah, that's good.
Thanks, Shannon.
Yo.